Tonight, Bombshell. MPP flag bearer aspirant Kyeremanten officially resigns from the governing New Patriotic Party to contest the 2024 elections as an independent candidate.
And I repeat, under the circumstances and given the context provided, I wish to use this platform to announce that I'm honorably resigning with immediate effect from the New Patriotic Party to contest for the high office of the President.
Plus details of his new political movement that promises competence, integrity, and action.
I'm the only leader who can guarantee the economic and industrial transformation of our country, the restoration of confidence in political leadership.
Tonight we explore how this decision will affect the chances of the MPP as the party's leadership call for calm.
But if you talk to some of them, they will say that, well, the party has always stood strongly. They believe the party is going to come out strongly out of this, but it's definitely something that would affect their fortunes.
This is Top Story with Evans Mensah.
And Top Story is always brought to you by Vodafone. Until a little over 2 hours ago, he was an MPP flag bearer aspirant. Well, tonight, Kyeremanten is no longer with the MPP. He has broken ranks with the party and has formed his own political movement and will be contesting the 2024 elections as an independent candidate. He's addressing a news conference today where he laid out his plan.
Fellow countrymen and women, I believe I've served my country and intend to continue to do so. On the 5th of January, I resigned honorably cabinet minister and declared my intention in a national to contest the presidency of the NP. On the 26th of August this year, I participated in the Super Delegates Conference to shortlist the 10 aspirants who had filed their nominations to contest in the primaries. I was selected as one of the 5 candidates to contest for the main presidential primary scheduled for the 4th of November 2023. Fellow countrymen, after carefully analyzing the results of the Superdelegates Conference, I issued a press statement on the 6th of September this year, and my intention to exit the process leading to the presidential primaries. In the run-up to the National Council of the party made some of the most controversial and contentious decisions in the history of our party. A petition signed by 9 out of the 10 of January 2023. I resigned honorably from my position as cabinet minister and declared my intention in a national broadcast to contest the presidential primaries of the NPP. On the 26th of August this year, I participated in the Super Delegates Conference to shortlist the 10 aspirants who had filed their nominations to contest in the primaries. I was selected as one of the 5 candidates to contest for the main presidential primaries scheduled for the 4th of November 2023. Fellow countrymen and women, after carefully analyzing the results of the Superdelegates Conference, I issued a press statement on the 6th of September this year, declaring my intention to exit the process leading to the presidential primaries. In the run-up to the Superdelegates Conference, the National Council of the party made some of the most controversial and contentious decisions in the history of our party. They rejected a petition signed by 9 out of the 10 aspirants, requesting for the Superdelegates Conference to be held in one location, as well as to allow each delegate at the conference to nominate 5 persons instead of 1, in line with the provisions of our party's constitution. In my humble and considered opinion, the decisions of the National Council were both unmeritorious and unconstitutional. To make matters worse, it was absolutely clear, as I indicated in my press statement of the 6th of September this year, that the Superdelegates Conference was strategically and tactically skewed and maneuvered in favor of one particular aspirant. The level of intimidation and monetization that characterized the conference is unprecedented in the history of internal elections of our party. The subsequent decisions made by the National Council to vary the rules of procedure for the runoff arising from the Superdelegates Conference in direct contravention of both the constitution of the party and the guidelines which had been issued by the Presidential Primary Selections Committee will go down in history as a travesty of justice and a demonstration of high-handedness by the highest decision-making body of the party, second only to the annual delegates conference. Fellow countrymen and women, I joined the new patriotic party at the very beginning of its establishment as a founding member, believing in its core values and the long-standing traditions of its antecedents, predicated on the principles of fairness, equity, probity, accountability, and transparency. I have devoted the best part of my professional career to serving the party, and I still believe in the vision of the founding fathers of the party. However, the NPP, as it exists now, has very little resemblance to the party that I joined in 1992 and helped to make. Thank you. The party has been hijacked by a selected group of party leaders and elders, government appointees, behind the curtain power brokers and some unscrupulous party apparatchiks. It was my fervent wish to use the vehicle of their party to bring my God-given talents, experience, and knowledge acquired both locally and internationally over a period of 46 years to serve our dear nation, Ghana, at the highest level of executive authority. It is abundantly clear to me that my services and contributions to the party are not appreciated. And that my continuous stay in the party will create further tension and divisions, which is an exact replay of the circumstances that led to my decision to resign from the party in 2008. Fellow countrymen and women, under the circumstances and given the context provided, I wish to use this platform to announce that I'm honorably resigning with immediate effect. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I repeat, under the circumstances and given the context provided, I wish to use this platform to announce that I'm honorably resigning with immediate effect from the new Patriotic Party to contest for the high office of the President of the
And with chance of BBC, the announcement was made and it was sealed. He did not only announce that he is resigning from the MPP, he also now laid out a plan for a movement that he's established. I want to bring in Elton Brobe, who has been following this for us with some exclusive insight into this particular movement. And Elton, you were there when this announcement was made. It was a seminal moment for both Alan Kyeremanten and the MPP. He talks about this movement for change. What more do we know about this movement?
So, according to Alan Kyeremanten, the new movement will be led and powered by the youth of the country. And he goes on to make some statements as to how this is going to work. According to him, out of the 70 million registered voters in the 2020 general elections, about 50, in fact, more than 50% of them are the youth. He looks at between the ages of 18 and 35 years, constitute over 9.4 million voters, representing 55% of the total voters. Now, for him, without a doubt, the youth represent the future of the country, and yet and so this movement, according to target, is the youth. And once he's able to get the youth to rally behind this movement, he is sure of making a strong case for the presidency in the 2024 general elections.
Which politically symbolizes change and transformation, hope and positivity. It also communicates strength, endurance, spirituality, and trust, which are all key traits that I cherish as a political leader. In Akan, it is known as Afafanto. The brand motto of the movement is Ghana will rise again. Ghana will rise again, which symbolizes hope for the future of Ghana. The new movement will be led and powered by the youth of Ghana. Out of the over 17 million registered voters in the 2020 general elections, the youth aged 18 to 35 years constituted over 9.4 million voters, representing 55% of the total voters. This is a constituency that you cannot ignore. It is acknowledged without doubt that the youth represent the future of our country, and yet constitute the most vulnerable section of our society. From our statistics, 85% of all prison inmates in Ghana are aged between 12 and 35 years. This is profoundly alarming. Fellow countrymen and women, it is also worth noting that every year, over 300,000 graduates from tertiary institutions in Ghana, excluding those from secondary institutions, enter the job market with little or no hope of finding a job.
And Elton, he also gives us what he believes to be some key themes that would drive this movement.
So, for example, there are 4 of them that he mentioned during the news conference. The first one is he wants to change the political status quo by moving Ghana beyond the duopoly of the 2 main political parties in Ghana, that's the MPP and the NDC. According to him, this will break divisive partnership in governance in Ghana. The other issues about promotion, the establishment of a government of national unity, which according to him would include people from all walks of life, irrespective of their political religious and ethnic affiliation, whether they are also rich or poor. There's also another theme which you want to push, and that is he wants to build consensus on a national development agenda, which will introduce a new paradigm shift that moves Ghana from growth and stability to economic transformation. And then the fourth one is to inspire behavioral and attitudinal change in the people of Ghana. And according to him, this will not be limited to the following: enforcement of discipline, war against corruption, arrogance of power, and of course, passion for excellence. These are the 4 pillars he is hoping to build the new movement for Ghana on.
And Elton, you were at the launch, and you had a conversation with a stalwart of the party, a former Ashanti Regional Minister, S.K. Boafo. And already we are beginning to see other stalwarts of the party declaring support, in essence, also breaking away from the MPP and joining Alan.
Exactly, Evan. So I spoke to S.K. Boafo. He was a regional minister during the Kufuor administration, and in fact, even under this Kufuor administration, at one point, I stand to be corrected, but he was chairman of the Minerals Commission. I don't know whether he's still board chair of the Minerals Commission. S.K. Boafo is a stalwart. In fact, they are one of the key pillars. He is one among the key pillars of the MPP in Ashanti region. I also saw former Deputy Foreign Minister during the Kufuor administration, Akwesi J, who was also there, together with some known Ashanti faces in the MPP, who also came to support the Alan Kyeremanten announcement. Now, for S.K. Boafo, it was quite clear that the party has virtually blocked all avenues to constructive criticism. And he says that it is easy when in opposition, when people are willing to listen to you. But in power, the party is virtually operating on its own terms and rules. The reason why he's endorsing the candidature of Alan Kyeremanten for the 2024 presidential elections.
And that is key. And for many people watching this space, one of the key challenges that the MPP will have is because we'll have is Alan's roots in the Ashanti region. A lot of the people who are beginning to join him on this particular trail right now seem to be hailing from there. Elton, stay with me. We'll come to that a bit more. And I want to take you to the Ashanti region right now, where there's been some reaction to this. Remember that Mr. Kyeremanten himself traces his roots there. That's where he emanates. His constituency is there. And as we know, based on the election headquarters analysis, as far as the MPP is concerned, each time they have failed to secure anything above 75%, they have lost the national elections. And so the view is, if Alan Kyeremanten even manages 1% of the national votes, significant portion of this may most likely come from the Ashanti region. That will deal a significant blow to the MPP's own chances in the 2024 elections. So what is the reaction on the ground there? Nana Yaujima is joining us with that analysis tonight. Nana, tell me, this came as a major announcement, a bombshell indeed. What's the reaction on the ground in the Ashanti region? Hello, Nana.
Yes, sir.
What's Nana Yaujima will join us pretty shortly. Do we have Nana Yaujima on the line? We'll also be speaking shortly Nana Akomia, who obviously speaks for the Dr. Bawumia camp. Another key issue we'll be gauging tonight is how the camp of Bawumia is reacting to this. Elton Broby is still with me. Elton, this is a very important subject to explore a bit more. This Ashanti regional dynamic, which obviously Alan and his camp are tapping into, is very, very important tonight.
Yes, of course it is. And in fact, he was quite, deliberate about tracing his route to the Ashanti region, the role his father played. He was quite instrumental in the establishment of the National Cultural Center. And of course, he himself comes from Patase and then Ejusu as well. So clearly you can say that he's almost 100% Ashanti. And the MPP World Bank is the Ashanti region. So his, coming out to sort of start a new movement with the aim of contesting the election in 2024 is clearly something that the MPP cannot just wish away, something that will be of concern to the party, most especially when, apart from Alan himself and the kind of influence that he weighs in terms of his route to the Ashanti, but there are also people from the region. S.K. Boafo is somebody that is a pillar in the Ashanti region. Akwesi Ose was the former foreign minister in the Kufuor administration, and a few other people they spoke, and clearly they appears to agree with the sentiments expressed by Alan Kyeremanten when I put the question to SK Boafo, and he said that it is unfortunate that the party has adopted a non-listening posture, but he also did not rule out the fact that the door is not shut and that there could still be ways to, turn this around going forward. And it will be interesting to see how the MPP reacted, especially if the party want to be seen as attacking or, still trying to open the door and continue with negotiations. But I do know, and I'm very much aware, that in the last few days, there's been a lot of discussions behind the scene to get Alan to stay with the party. It does appear to me with the announcement that we had some few hours ago that he was resolute. He was not going to listen to anybody, and he was convinced that this is the right movement to take at this very moment.
I want to bring in Nana Akomia, who's joining us right now on the line. You know him. He speaks for the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia camp and joins us right now on the line. Nana, thanks for your time here on Top Story. Hello, Nana Akomia. Hello, Mr. Akomia, can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Akomia, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Akomia, can you hear me?
Yeah, but very fake.
Okay, let's try again. Is it any better?
No.
Okay.
But let's see what we can work with.
What's the reaction from Dr. Bawumia's camp to this announcement tonight?
It's one of regret. Alan Kyeremanten has been a key member of the party for a long time. In the last primary, the first stage, he took part. He placed third on the during the voting, and so for him to go away from the party is very regrettable.
Regrettable, yes, but for Dr. Bawumia, many believe he will win the primary. His face will be on the ballot for the party in 2024. Many read into this to say if already he's not facing an uphill battle trying to break the 8, this certainly places a final nail in his coffin as far as winning the 2024 elections is concerned, is it not?
Can you repeat that, please?
I'm talking about Bawumia and his fortunes in 2024 significantly now almost non-existent because of Alan Kyeremanten, who will definitely take votes from him if he wins the primary. And
I don't know the basis of that. But if we go back into history, we've had similar incidents across parties, across political parties. If I'll just stick to the NPP, in the lead up to the 2000 elections with candidate Kufuor, if you remember, there was a breakaway from the party. Some leading personalities at that time broke away from the party in 1998 or thereabouts and formed a party called UGM. And if you also remember, even the campaign manager of President Kufuor also broke away from the party and joined the NDC. But the NPP under Kufuor at that time still went ahead and won the 2000 elections. So even though we would like to have a united front behind whoever wins on November 4, be it Bawumia or Kennedy Japan, whoever, we would like everybody to be behind that the candidate will be elected. It will not affect us in any significant way. And I've given you one instance. If you move beyond the NPP, there have been cases in other parties. The NPC, they suffered breakaways from they call that the Reform Party, led by key members of the NDC. They latter part of the leading up to 2012, you had a key member like Mrs. Rawlings also breaking away and all of that. It didn't end up anywhere. So whilst we would like everybody to be engaged in the effort, as to the extent to which it will affect the party, for now, we don't think so in any significant way.
Well, remember that you have a unique challenge already for 2024. You are attempting to do something no other party had done before in our fourth Republican elections history, which is break the 8. And then you have Alan Kyeremanten, who obviously traces his roots to your stronghold in Ashanti region, where you've never, as far as national elections is concerned, won that national elections when you have scored anything below 75%. If he even gets 500,000 votes from there, that then poses a significant danger to your own chances in the national elections.
But you are speculating that he will get 500,000. So it's all just speculation now.
Yeah, but you are being very definite that it will affect you. You are being very definite that it will affect you in any significant way.
Well, like I'm saying, it is regrettable if any member of the party leaves the party. But as to whether it will let the party lose elections or not, it's just speculation for now. You would agree?
Well, elections.
You would agree that we are just speculating.
Elections are.
I have given you concrete instances where it happened and it didn't have much effect. But why? We can speculate and say that once somebody has left. If you go by the last election, this sway that you are talking about in Ashanti region, we didn't see it. But we can still speculate. But if you want to use concrete evidence, the evidence in the last election, we didn't see that sway of Alan Kyeremanten in the Ashanti region. We didn't see it at all.
As we speak tonight, do you know if Mr. Bawumia had tried to reach out to Alan Kyeremanten? Because I believe this was known to the party's hierarchy before the announcement today. Do you know if any attempt was made to reach out to him?
I believe so. You remember the chairman of the party himself? I think he came to your network and talked about how he's reached out to Mr. Alan Kyeremanten and so on. And Bawumia, I believe, has also done the same. But the Bawumia team is focused on his campaign. We're taking a break to see out and support the registration effort. After that, we immediately embark on the campaign. And we believe that what matters is how we sell our message to the NPP delegates, and subsequent to that, how we sell our message to the Ghanaian electorate. And so, looking at what's happening in the past, within the NPP with one or two personalities breaking away, what's happening in other parties where key personalities broke away, we don't believe that this is going to have any significant impact on the electoral fortunes of Dr. Bawumia.
And that there is the chief spokesperson for the vice president and his campaign. I'm talking about Nana Akufo-Addo himself, who used to be a minister under the Kufuor administration, indicating very firmly that they do not believe that this will have any significant impact on the vice president's own fortunes if he wins the primaries of the NPP. Joining us right now is the national organizer of the New Patriotic Party, Nana Boakye, who joins us right now. Hello, Mr. Boakye. Thanks for your time here on Top Story.
Hello, Evans.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you, Evans. Can you hear me?
I can hear loud and clear. Great to have you join us. And I know the party has issued a statement tonight. I want you to kindly ask you to stay with me, because this, of course, is a special coverage of this announcement, a major announcement by Alan Kyeremanten to go independent. Shortly, we'll be hearing from the national organizer of the party here on Newsnight in the next few minutes after this short break.